The restaurant has been a staple in New Haven for decades, more than 50 years. Claire's Corner Copia, and now the owner has written a fifth cookbook that contains 50 vegetarian recipes that people have loved over the years, including me, and her signature Lithuanian coffee cake, which I was introduced to nearly 40 years ago. And we have it here. My guest is Claire Criscuolo, RN. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Ann.
So good to see you.
So good to see you again.
All right, so here's the book, and we also have a graphic on it. 50 vegetarian recipes from 50 years at Claire's. All right, is this your most favorite cookbook? Because when it had, and look at this, I've got to post it to the Lithuanian coffee cake, which, as you can see in front of us, there it is. When my oldest was little, I used to come in and always order that after the soup. Okay. All right, so where was I? Okay, is this your favorite book? And these are the 50 recipes.
In many ways, it's my favorite book because it has more stories and less recipes. And the stories, I finally got to tell the story of kind of how we began and some of the really special things that happened.
How did you begin?
Okay, so we started, my husband and I really just wanted to work together. And there was this restaurant in Gloucester, Massachusetts called The Raven. And they had a blackboard menu. And we used to go there every summer. And I didn't want to be a nurse anymore. I was a psychiatric nurse at the Connecticut Mental Health Center on the drug and alcohol program. And it was a great, amazing place. But I just really wanted to cook and build a community downtown New Haven.
And boy, have you. All right, we should say all the proceeds from this book go where?
To our Be Kinder Than Necessary project.
Which is so you, Claire. You're always giving back. All right, how has it evolved since I was in there with my Lindsay 40 years ago?
You know, it's evolved in many ways. It's the same. The philosophy is the same, but the recipes have changed. We started out really just cooking everyone's grandmother's cooking. We really wanted to establish a community where people could see how much we have in common by eating foods that are from our history. And so many of us tell our story through our food, and certainly our religion. You know, pretty much every religion has some kind of abstinence as part of the religion, so it fits into everything, having a vegetarian restaurant. But we actually started out with meat. We started out with souvlaki and chicken Kiev. And, you know, my brother used to travel the world when he was young. He would work in a factory all during high school. And as soon as Notre Dame High School got out, he would head for Europe. And he'd come home with these wonderful stories of different foods he ate. And I would go to the library and get cookbooks and come home and try them. And my mother would always say, "Don't you want to cook Grandma's cooking?" I'm like, well, of course I want to cook Grandma's cooking, but I also want to cook other people's grandmother's cooking.
Is there anything else you want to do with Claire's that you haven't yet?
Probably this 501c3 is kind of a big deal that I never thought we'd even
Tell me about
contemplate. So we started, our hashtag has been Be Kinder Than Necessary for decades. It's on our t-shirts, it's on our mugs, it's pretty much everywhere at Claire's. And we wanted to, well, our mission has always been to really lift New Haven children out of poverty. So we've donated to our favorite causes, like New Haven Reads and Clifford Beer's Clinics and Connecticut Casa, and on and on and on. But we want to do that. We started the hygiene poverty closet called Someone Cares Closet. And that's how it started. We started sending hygiene products there. And from there, we wanted to go further. We want to teach empathy and kindness, because I think our kids really, they're kind of an underutilized asset. You know, these kids could do a lot more, and we could look at changing the power narrative. You know, maybe a kid who might be getting in trouble, or maybe a kid who doesn't feel they fit in. You know, give them some other kind of power. Like maybe the power to help a kid who has one leg and needs a ramp. Maybe help a kid who's sick in the hospital. You know, to maybe write a book or help them read.
Claire, it is such a pleasure to know you and all that you have done for New Haven. Thank you so much. And go out and grab this book because it goes to charity.
Thanks so much.
You betcha.
Thank you.
And for more on Claire's Corner Copia in New Haven and all the delicious recipes, go to WTNH.com or the News 8 app.